Hi everyone, and welcome to Journey into Hopefulness. I'm Jen, and tonight we have number 6 of the 100 Simple Secrets of Happy People. And number 6 is titled Cultivate Friendships. Rekindle past relationships and take advantage of opportunities at work or among your neighbors to expand your friendship base. People need to feel that they are part of something bigger, that they care about others and are cared about by others in return. And I'm going to read a little story example. Andy didn't really know his neighbors. He would wave if he saw them in the yard, but mainly what he saw were tall fences and closed doors. Andy had bought himself a computer a few years ago, intending to use it for his job. Goofing off one day, he found himself exploring the internet. Andy visited various sites where people with common interests in books or sports or art gathered online to discuss their hobbies. He fell into conversation with one particular person during his computer journey and soon found that he had much in common and thoroughly enjoyed conversing, albeit through a computer, with each other. Weeks later, during a computer conversation with his new friend, Andy's house lost electrical power, shutting down his computer and cutting off his link to his friend. When the electricity came back on, Andy searched for his friend only to find that the friend, at the very same time, had also been cut off because of an electrical outage. Suspicious about the coincidence, Andy and the friend decided to divulge their locations. Of all the places in the world the two of them could have been, with the computer capable of linking people on different continents, even on different sides of the earth, it turned out that Andy and his friend lived on the very same street. When electricity went off on the street, it went off at both of their houses, which were just doors away from each other. The lesson Andy learned is that there are wonderful people out there, but also wonderful people right here, if you just take the opportunity to get to know them. Close relationships, more than personal satisfaction or one's view of the world as a whole, are the most meaningful factors in happiness. If you feel close to other people, you are 4 times as likely to feel good about yourself than if you do not feel close to anyone. I know for me, I am a person who I'm not an overly social person. I prefer to be in very small gatherings. I'm comfortable around, 1 or 2 other couples. I'm not real comfortable in big group situations. That's just part of my personality. I think I've always been that way. So my friend group, my close friends, I don't feel like I have a lot of close friends that I call or that I keep in touch with regularly. Where I know other friends who are very social and outgoing, and they have a large group of friends that they keep in touch with regularly. They go out with regularly. So whether you're like me and you prefer a very small gathering of close friends, or you're somebody who loves to be surrounded by a lot of close friends, I think that in either circumstance, the actual act of being around people physically is a lot more uplifting than being friends with somebody via computer or via electronic means. As an alienated parent, like a lot of you, support groups have come in tremendously helpful for me. I belong to several support groups on Facebook. And the camaraderie that I have gotten through those groups, the feedback that I've gotten, the information, the education, and sometimes just being able to get on there and just when you've got a lot of those thoughts going on in your head, to just be able to spill them and know that the people on the other end in that group are going to understand is very fulfilling. But for me, having my close physical friends around, it is much more uplifting for me. I'm a very touchy-feely kind of person, so having that physical contact, having somebody that can hug me or that can hold my hand when I'm having a bad day, or somebody that can sit with me and I can look at them and I can just have their presence, is very uplifting for me. It's very good for me. And I know that sometimes when we go through something very difficult, it's very easy to sort of hold yourself away and find your friendship via the electronic method. So I want to encourage those of you out there who your friendship base is electronic to try to get out and find some support in a one-on-one, actually in the same physical location. I know for many people, just that direct human contact is so very important in lifting us up out of the darkness that sometimes we find ourselves in. And I know that without our children in our lives, sometimes that darkness can be overwhelming. So try not to seclude yourself away from people. Try to find some friends that can be with you in the same physical location to give you that support. I know that for some people that's very difficult, but for me personally, that is so important that I don't seclude myself away from that personal contact with people. People need to feel that they are a part of something bigger. If you are a child watching this video right now, if you haven't seen or heard from your parent or a family member for a long time, and if the reason that you have been apart from that family member isn't due to problems with alcoholism, problems with drug abuse, problems with a mental or emotional disorder that person refuses to get treatment for, as long as there is no reason to think that your parent or your family member isn't a healthy and fit person, I would encourage you to rekindle that past relationship in one way or another. Reach out to them via text. Reach out to them via Facebook message. Send a letter. But if you are feeling a sense of loss, a sense of closeness that you are lacking, and there is a possibility that maybe that which you're lacking is because your parent or a close family member isn't in your life and you're not quite sure why, try to rekindle that relationship and see what happens. I know for me, my family means the world to me, and if it wasn't for my family, this situation would have been so much more difficult for me. I know that having lost the relationship with my daughter for now has allowed me to grow so much closer to my mother. As a mother myself, and the difficulties that I'm going through with my daughter made me reflect on what it's like for my mother to be a mother and see her child, me, going through the pain and the suffering that I went through. And so in a sense, I have rekindled a much stronger relationship with my mother, which I don't know that as children we really think about what it's like for our parents to be parents until we're actually parents. So again, if you are a child who hasn't known his or her parents or family members for quite some time, and you're just not sure why that happened, and you feel a sense of loss, I encourage you to again try to make contact with your parents or your family members, and cultivate a friendship with them and see how life changes. Comment on how you're keeping your friendships alive, who your friends are. Do you have friends that are online mostly, or do you tend to be somebody who likes that physical closeness with your close friends? Are you somebody who, like me, doesn't have a large group of close friends? I prefer to be in small groups. Or are you somebody who loves to be in the midst of a big group full of your close friends? If you are new to my channel and you would like to be notified when I submit my videos, please subscribe. Let me know what you think about the chapters. Any comments that you want to leave are very welcomed. And I have just one little thing that I'd like to read. I know that this book is more geared towards females. So if you are a male watching my video, I apologize that these are more geared towards females. But maybe you'll get the gist of it, to be able to turn it around and know that the words aren't just for females, they're for males as well. But I have a little Susie Toronto poem about girlfriends, or you can say just friends. And anyone who says she doesn't need a girlfriend just hasn't found a good one yet. Anyone who says she doesn't need a girlfriend just hasn't found a good one yet. That's not my problem. I have you. I just can't bear the thought of picking up the phone and not having you on the other end to talk to cry to, and visit with. You're my biggest critic, head cheerleader, and favorite sounding board all rolled into one. My life is infinitely more exciting, fun, joyous, peaceful, interesting, and real, simply because you're in it. I am so blessed you are my friend. To all of the people around me who have become my close friends, who I share my emotions with, who I share my time with, and you know who you are, I just want to say thank you for being in my life and sharing your life with me. And I am so blessed to have you in my life. Good night, everyone. And please remember to live for now. Good night.